be beginning very soon. Hello, welcome to the Developer Student Club's first Qwiklab workshop for the year. Today we're going to be learning about the Google Cloud Essentials. If you have not done so already, please introduce yourself in the chat and say one of your favorite hobbies. So let's start. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Chloe, and I'm the lead here at DSC, and I'm currently studying engineering science here at U of T, and I'll be leading today's workshop. So you can reach me out at my social medias linked above, but also you can reach me on the Discord server as well. So after today, future workshops here at DSC will not really be led by me, but will also be led by my technical directors who will also introduce themselves next. So helping lead today's workshop today is DSC's technical directors and mentors. If you ever run into any issues following the labs, they are free to reach out to through Discord. So I don't think Vishnu is here right now, but I'll let Gabriel introduce himself first.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriel. I'm one of the technical directors, as Chloe said, and pretty soon I'll be hosting my own workshops, but today I'll just be sticking around, helping you guys with this really exciting Google Cloud workshop. I'm looking forward to it.
Neil?
Hi, I'm Neil. I'm one of the mentors, as Chloe mentioned. I'm currently a second year studying applied mathematics specialist at St. George. And yes, I'm going to be a mentor. I'm also available for any sort of questions about this workshop and any future workshops that I attend. Thank you.
Chihong?
Hello, I'm Chihong. I'm a first year Masters of Applied Science student, but a former engineering science student. And I'm glad to be here.
Last but not least.
Yeah, hello everyone, I'm Jia Hao and I'm currently a first year CS student at UTSG.
Thank you guys. So if this is your first time joining us, you may be wondering, what is the Developer Student Club? So kind of a brief introduction. We're a community of students focused in bridging the gap between theory and practice. So we do this through workshops, events, and projects that allow you to apply what you've learned in your classes or our workshops so you can make projects in the future. We're a club backed and recognized by Google developers, and there are chapters like us that exist globally. So in North America, we're one of over 117 chapters, and globally, there's over 1,000 chapters like us. So our overall mission is just to empower all students in technology, no matter what major, year, or skill level you are at, and provide you the resources and skills to help you advance your future careers in technology. You can join our community through our mailing list, Discord, and social media. I will quickly paste the links in the chat. So next, here's today's agenda. We'll be covering the basics of the Google Cloud Platform and ways you can use it. You'll also learn more about Qwiklabs in the Google Cloud Essentials quest, which is the lab you'll be working on today. At the end, we'll have a quick Q&A and talk about ways to contact us. Then it's down to you to complete further quests so you can get even more free badges. So these are the tools we'll be using today. If you're not familiar with some of them, no worries, we'll actually be covering it. So as you know, we are using Zoom right now, and we'll be using Discord afterwards as well, during and after this workshop, so we can just help you in case you run into any issues. As well, we'll be using Qwiklabs and the Google Cloud Platform to do today's quest, so I recommend having an email ready to use to sign up a Qwiklabs account. So throughout this workshop, if you are running into any issues, we'll be using our Discord server for one-on-one help with directors and mentors. We'll be posting the link in the chat. So if you haven't used Discord before, when you join, you'll be prompted to create an account. Once you join the server, you have to read and accept the rules to get full access to the server. And from there, you will see a category at the bottom. So if you scroll all the way, specific to DSC, and in this category, you will see both text and voice channels. If you have a quick question, feel free to use the text channel. But if you're running into actual issues during the lab that you don't know how to explain, I guess, and you need to show your screen, please join one of the Ask for Help voice channels, and a mentor will be happy to follow or help you along as you go through it. This category in our Discord will constantly get updated as new workshops come up, so we can provide any help throughout that workshop and lab. Our directors and mentors will be in these channels to answer any questions you have, and I guess I'll give a couple seconds for you all to join and find these specific channels. All right, so I hope you were able to find the channels. If not, feel free to say it in chat. But now we're gonna go on to the actual workshop. So you may be wondering, what is the Google Cloud Platform? So I guess to start, let's talk about what cloud computing actually is. So this can be a confusing term for a lot of people, but in the most basic level, it means we're getting things done using quote unquote someone else's computer. So when you're using the Google Cloud Platform, it allows us to use Google's computing infrastructure to help us run our applications. So you may be wondering, hey, Chloe, that's all great, but what is the Google Cloud Platform? Well, in more detail, the Google Cloud Platform allows us to host your apps and websites, stores its data, and analyze its data, all while you're not using your own computer, but using Google's highly scalable and reliable computing infrastructure. So I guess I really wanted to test y'all's ability, but does anyone know where in the world this photo was taken? I want to give a couple seconds, but say in the chat where you think this actually is. Ooh, Canada. Ooh. Silicon Valley. Ooh. Downtown Toronto. Imagine. I love that. Nice, UT. Imagine. But yeah, I love these answers. Continue. Yes, Middle Eastern Desert, New York, Waterloo, Singapore. Underbay. Neil.
Maybe.
Maybe, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I guess it's all the guesses so far, but I love them. Very funny. Well, this is actually one of Google's many data centers, which house computing, storage, and networking resources that power Google's own products and services. So this specific data center is in Council Bluffs, Iowa. The McDonald's. I love that. In recent years, Google has applied its massive computing scale to something called cloud computing. So if that's a new term for you, don't worry. The quest today is very, very introductory. So by the end of it, I hope you know a little bit more about cloud computing. Sharing these resources, so it gives you the ability to kind of like share these resources with developers who just want to build and run applications on Google's computing infrastructure. So when you're using the platform, you're kind of using a slice of one of these data centers to help kind of power your application. So in the grand scheme of things, the Google Cloud Platform is kind of huge and has a whole suite of developer products that can help us build amazing applications, all while using Google's computing power. So they use the same technology to power Google's own products like Search, Gmail, and Google Translate. Here's just a small sample of the Google Cloud products. We actually have like dozens and dozens of them that we probably would not be able to cover today at all. And our products are broken into multiple categories, so like compute, big data, machine learning, and storage and databases. But like I said, we'd be here for several days if I was going to start talking about all the products. So I'll just cover an introductory of these specific three. And these three are the ones that you most likely will be using as you go through different quests outside of today's workshop as well. So the first developer product you're going to use in today's quest is App Engine. And App Engine allows us to deploy web apps and mobile backends to the cloud, and it's also called as a platform as a service product. So what does that mean? Well, it means it's a very manageable application platform that lets you kind of focus on your code rather than everything else that's going on behind the scenes to make the code run in the cloud. App Engine handles many important things for us. So first, it's auto scaling and load balancing. So if your app gets super popular, for example, the App Engine will be able to scale your application up so you can serve even more users. And on the flip side, if your app has seasonal spikes, so sometimes it's super popular, sometimes it's not, the App Engine can scale your application down so you only consume the resources you ever need at that given time. So traffic splitting, also known as, can help us test out different versions of our application for A/B testing. So this is perhaps if you want to test different images on your application. Finally, we also have a whole suite of error reporting and logging tools called Stackdriver, which can help us debug our app when it runs into any issues. So App Engine fully supports many programming languages, including Python, Node.js, and Java, and you can also use pretty much any language you want using a custom runtime, although this does require extra setup, but don't worry, that is not something you will have to run into today. So the second developer product is cloud storage. Cloud storage is basically Google Cloud's product for storing files, objects in the cloud. This means unstructured data, which includes images, text files, audio files, and video files. And this in contrast to table data, which would be stored in a database like Cloud SQL or Cloud Firestore. So you can access cloud storage 3 ways. So one is using the Google Cloud Console web interface, which you'll be introduced today, using the gsutil command line tool, and using programming with other client libraries. So the third developer product is Kubernetes Engine. I always get made fun of because people like to pronounce it one way or the other. So I'm deeply sorry, and I'm saying it in advance in case you are mad at me now. But Kubernetes Engine is a managed environment for deploying containerized applications, and it builds on Google's experience running services like Gmail and YouTube in containers for over 12 plus years. So in the Kubernetes Engine environment, you have multiple machines. In this case, we'll just be using the virtual machine instance in the Google Compute Engine, and they group together as container clusters which run your app. So I guess that's all great and all, but when has this ever been used? So here, I really wanted to share this, but it's a great case study where some student developers, like you, named Tomar and Alon, during a hackathon called DevFest, built Nagish. And it's an accessibility service which enables those who have speech difficulties or are deaf or hard of hearing to communicate over a phone using a text-to-speech API on the Google Cloud platform. I really hope this video works, so.
My name is Tomer. I'm a computer science student. I like to see people enjoy the things I make. One day, I got a voice note. I wanted to listen to it instantly, but I didn't want to play it in the middle of the class. So, using Google Docs, I was able to dictate that voice note into text. Then I started thinking, can I do something bigger than that? And I was like, hey, Alon, what's up? Do you want to maybe create phone calls for people who are deaf or hard of hearing?
The common way to communicate with someone who's deaf or hard of hearing is using a relay service. You can't use the phone without someone listening to you.
And we wanted to fix that.
The hardest part was not the technology, but understanding how are we going to build it. When we encountered Google Cloud, it changed everything for us. They had the text-to-speech APIs that we needed, they had the hosting services, and everything under one roof.
I think in less than 12 hours, we were able to create a proof of concept. The moment we saw Nagish working was the moment I felt like an actual software engineer, because I created something. We tested it ourselves, but we didn't get to actually test it with real users. Today, we hope to do that for the first time.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
My name is Talia. I'm 18 years old, and I'm from New York City. I am hard of hearing, so I read lips in order to understand better. When I speak to someone that doesn't know that I have a hearing loss, and they sometimes mock me as a joke, it makes me just feel bad about myself.
Do you use phone calls? Do you have a smartphone? What do you do today?
No, I don't use the phone. I just decline it if I understand what they're trying to say, and then I text them, oh, what do you say?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
We want to solve that.
Okay. The first person that I will call is my mom. My mom's my role model.
Maybe you could call her and see how it works.
This is an accessible phone call. You are now connected.
Hi, Talia. What are you doing?
Oh, wow.
Okay, are you going to go out with your friends today?
Yes, I am.
to see her smiling makes me smile. I think this is a wonderful thing for you know, kids that are struggling. This would be like a different world to them.
Yeah, it makes me super happy. Like, how was it for you to place a phone call like that?
Honestly, it makes me feel like I can do the stuff that normal people can do. It's an amazing feeling. Yeah.
All right. So I hope that video helped you a little bit, and it was also pretty inspirational. I kind of want to hear what you guys thought, so feel free to leave your thoughts in the chat. But like I said, these are actual these are actual student developers too, who found a problem and wanted to build a solution for it. And in this example, they use the text-to-speech API on the Google Cloud Platform, which I feel like I've explored it a little bit, but I think it's really cool that you can just do something out of nothing. So I hope that video helped to give a little glimpse around that. So now I'm going to introduce the quest that we'll be using today. So this quest is an introductory lab that, if not, but all learners of the Google Cloud Platform does first before any other quest, and it's called the Google Cloud Platform Essentials Quest. So to access this quest, we'll be using a platform called Qwiklabs, which is a learning platform by Google that allows anyone to learn the cloud platforms and softwares. So by the end of this quest, you'll be able to navigate the Google Cloud Platform console, create your own virtual machine, and work with something called containers. So as well, you'll be able to test all the knowledge you've learned through a challenge lab and earn a badge by the end of it. So I keep talking about this badge, but what is this badge? Whenever you complete a quest through Qwiklabs, you get a badge on your profile. There are hundreds of these badges that you can collect, and these are badges that can also be added onto your resume, your personal profiles, or your LinkedIn, if that's something you're interested in. And they are also recognizable badges by Google developers. So by going through Quest and gathering badges, you'll be qualified for a Google Cloud certification. Certification are recognized by Google, and if you do some searching online about it, you'll kind of discover that it's really hard to actually attain these, but it's worthwhile if you do. The first certification that you can actually get is called the Google Associate Cloud Engineer Certificate. Kind of a mouthful. But more information can be found in the link that I will paste into chat. So feel free to take a look because it's great to collect these. And usually you do an exam by the end of it to kind of test your knowledge. So back to the quest that we're actually doing today. So through this quest, you'll learn Google Cloud's fundamental tools and services so that you're ready and able to use GCP for any application and lab you do in the future. This is an absolutely beginner quest and is designed so that any Google Cloud learner, which includes you, can gain some practical experience, which we can later use when you make your first Google Cloud product. Since you're here today, you'll get access to this lab for free. And this lab usually costs 5 credits, but if you follow through with all the steps properly in setting up your account, you'll be able to walk away with a free quest and access to the platform for free for an extra 30 days. While we will not be walking through the lab together, since that whole quest can take up to 2 to 4 hours max, but I promise you, the first lab can take even 10 minutes, even though it's labeled to take around 30 to 45 minutes. So they just give you a lot of time to kind of complete the lab, and also just to read every step that's in it. So what we're going to be doing today is just helping you set up your Qwiklabs account and getting you the 5 credits you need. And our whole team after this workshop will be available on Discord for an extra hour just to help with anything you go through as you go and learn this quest. Then you can always reach out whenever when you are running into any other issues as you're completing future quests. So let's get started setting up your Qwiklabs account. So before I begin, for these next couple slides, I recommend you to split your screen with Zoom and an extra tab to follow along the workshop. Specifically, the tab should be an incognito tab just because it will work when you're trying to claim your credits. So if you are following along with setting up your account on Qwiklabs, you can access any important links I send onto Zoom as well. So I'll give a couple seconds to help you kind of figure that out. Okay, again, if you're running into any issues while setting up, please contact our directors or mentors in the Discord server. These channels shown are the ones specific to your workshop, to our workshop, and where we'll answer any questions live. So make sure you join our Discord server and have located these text and voice channels. I will resend the link again in the chat if you have not joined already. So feel free to have Discord minimized while following along. And if you just run into any issues, just open it up, quickly join a voice or text channel and sort that issue out with one of the mentors and directors. And just please share your screen with them so that they can help you, like it'll help them immensely when you're trying to sort any problems that arise. So let's start. So to start, go to our custom workshop URL and press enroll. And there you'll be redirected and prompted to enter an access code. So do not click off this access code. I will also put the link in the chat. But yeah, do not click off this pop-up that you find on the Qwiklabs site. So I will give a couple seconds to let you guys find the enroll button. And once you do, you'll see a prompt to enter in an access code, and I will tell you what the access code is. Perfect. So step 2, now enter the following access code to get access to this specific quest. And make sure to complete the reCAPTCHA so you are not considered a robot on the site. I'll give a couple seconds to let you guys do that. Okay. Access code is also in the chat in case you forget it. But the next step is click join to enroll, which is the blue button on the right of your page. So once you click that button, you'll be redirected to this page where you'll create an account for Qwiklabs. So you can either enter in a custom email address or simply sign up using Google. If you're using a custom email address, feel free to enter University of Toronto for your company. I'll give a couple seconds for that. For those who used a custom email address, make sure you go, well, this is kind of like an extra step, but make sure you go into your email and verify your account. So you'll be sent a link and that just allows you to verify it. So hopefully that's okay. I'll give another minute or so in case you're still trying to set up your account. Okay, hopefully by now that you've been able to log into an account. So we're gonna go into step 6. So you should have the quest open. If you don't, feel free to search it. It's called the GCP Essentials or just Google Cloud Essentials. And it's usually the first result, but if not, feel free to click the link I send in the chat. And yeah. And from here, you'll be able to press enroll in this quest, which is the blue button on the right. So I'll give a couple seconds to kind of figure that out. Perfect. So hopefully you were able to sort that out. If not, feel free to send a message in the Discord. And now you are enrolled and you can start to complete the lab on your own. So I will note this, but you must spend at least 5 minutes on the first lab. listed so that the credits do work and that the quest is properly enrolled in. You might run into issues as you're trying to claim your credits. Worry not, it's a normal thing. Just reach out to us and we'd be happy to help along. We had to like test out the access code beforehand. So yeah. And remember that you can always reach us out on Discord. I will have to continue saying that. So another thing I have to say is that while going through the lab, make sure you don't go beyond what the lab asks. So while using Qwiklabs, you'll get temporary accounts and virtual machines that are monitored by Qwiklabs. And if you deviate from the assigned task and do things like accessing more resources than necessary outside of what the lab asks, your account can get blocked. And I've talked to other people who've had this issue and they've taken like weeks to sort it out with Qwiklabs. So I highly do not recommend trying to do something else beyond what the lab asks. So ensure that you read every step properly and what the task is asking. Usually they have a lot of pictures shown, so it looks exactly like what you are doing. So yeah, and always ask any help from us if you run into any issues. So now that we threw a lot of info at you, overall, what is next after this workshop? Well, first, it's now your turn. If you complete today's quest within 30 days, you'll get free access to other quests for an additional month. So think of it like you got free access to Qwiklabs for 2 months, all because you tuned in today and activated your account. And the more quests you complete, the more likely we are to continue hosting these workshops like these and provide these free resources for you. So after today's workshop, continue finishing up this quest and share your progress to our Discord. We're here to kind of support you throughout your learning journey. I personally found that the lab never took the whole 4 hours it says it does, and instead just like took me like 2 hours max. So they really do give you ample amount of time to complete it, and they walk you through it step by step, which is extremely helpful. And before each lab, you're even able to read everything about it before you actually press the start lab button. So this helps give you enough time to kind of get all the details in and all the definitions beforehand. So as well, we want to appreciate everyone who has attended this workshop and also those who have taken the time to complete the quest by featuring you on our story and featuring your story and experience on our online outlets. So after completing and receiving the badge, fill out this form, which will be sent in Discord in the chat and also to your emails afterwards to prove that you have completed the quest. And there will be some more instructions on how to share your badges with us publicly to view it, that you have completed it. And after filling it out, we're able to share your experience to the DSC community and get others excited in learning about Google Cloud Platform. And again, bringing this up, our team will not be doing a Q&A here, but instead we'll be answering any questions you have in our Discord server. So for the next hour while you are completing the quest, we'll be in these specific text and voice channels, encouraging and helping you along as you complete the labs. As well, we'll be happy to do a walkthrough of the lab on a voice channel, so stay tuned for any updates there. I'm gonna send the link again to the Discord in case you run into any issues. Also, I guess as a promo, come out to our next Qwiklabs quest so you can earn even more badges for free. So on Saturday, October 24 from 11 a.m. EST to 3 p.m. EST, we'll be having our workshop on Qwiklabs led by specifically the Google Developer Group's Cloud Toronto chapter. So there you'll learn more about cloud storage and other key application services like Stack Drive, which I kind of mentioned a little bit today, and Cloud Functions. So now you'll be learning about the Google Cloud Platform. So you'll be well prepared when you attend this workshop and gain even more hands-on experience. So it's a completely free workshop and all majors and years at U of T are invited to be a part. So if you want to RSVP and attend as well, I will share the link in chat. And last but not least, keep up to date with DSC on future events and workshops, and make sure to sign up for our mailing list and follow us on our social media links listed. We'll also be adding the links in the chat. I I saw a question. Yes. Yeah, so under rules and info, you have to accept the rules and info in order to see all the other channels. But yeah, thank you for mentioning that. So as well, join our community through our Discord link. So since you're joining it to gain some help as you're continuing with the quest, stay for kind of the community we have there. So there you can interact with other students, the team, and hear more things all surrounding DSC. And throughout the year, we'll be sharing a variety of free resources, events, and workshops that kind of aim to help you advance your career. So come join our community here at DSC. And lastly, thank you again for joining us today. Here are the links up again for our social media, mailing list, and Discord. Best of luck completing the rest of the quest for the next hour. We'll be in Discord just to help with anything that you come up with as you're going and completing the quest. As well, share your progress with us. We do want to encourage and kind of motivate